All right, so here we have podcast number 1, and I'm excited to be doing it because just something that I think a lot of people have wanted, and it's more of a listening rather than a seeing. And this first one's going to be about breakups and breakup survival guides, whatever. I think the most advice, I think a lot of it is based off of relationships. So here we go. I'm going to dive right into some of the questions I have. So if I get a little bit off track, that's just because this is the first kind of run through, and I'm just kind of doing it as I go for this first one. So this is just going to be some do's and don'ts and just some things to help you get by if you're ever in these kind of situations after a breakup, whether you're the breakupee or the breakuper. So, okay, let's do this. Here's one question. What do you do with their stuff? Meaning, what do you do with the person's stuff after you break up with them? This is a question I feel like nobody ever really touches on. And it's so up in the air that it's so hard to ever, pinpoint an exact answer, because I don't really think there is one, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of what I think. For me, I think personally that if you break up with someone, I think it is kind of a slap in the face if you then go and ask them for their stuff back. Not unless they have wronged you so bad where you just want your stuff back just because, you just want that last bit of control. I don't think that that's that bad. Or unless there's something that's crazy valuable, like you just, you threw down like a ton of money for it. Or there's something sentimental like a blanket that your grandmother gave you that can't be replaced. Unless it's something in that case, I think that it is very wrong for someone who broke up with someone to then go and ask them for their stuff back. It's kind of like kicking someone while they're already down. I think that if you can live without it, if it's been at their place or whatever, and you manage to go a week without it or however long they had it, you can manage to go the rest of your life without it. I don't think that that's right. Personally, that's just me. So I feel like if you have something and you have given it to someone, you should, just out of courtesy, you should just let them keep it. However, if you're on the opposite end and you were the one being broken up with, I think that when the tables are turned and it's the other person, I think there's probably a little bit more slack. Because if someone broke up with you, you might even want to give them their stuff back because it might hurt too much to have their stuff. That happened with me in relationships before where I had their stuff and it was just too hard. It was too hard to have like clothing items or whatever, and it hurt. So that's just my take on that. Another question: what happens to mutual friends or relations after a breakup? This is something else that I feel nobody really ever talks about. Obviously in relationships, I have gained friends through the person that I was with, and after the breakup, I wasn't in communication with them. I might still be their Facebook friends, follow them on Tumblr, Twitter, whatever the social media may be, but it was not, and it's hard to say because I think out of respect, I've always just kept my distance from friends of people that I've broken up with, because I feel like there's a reason why you're out of their life. So to go to their friends maybe and still try to include them in your life a lot, or even just some, I feel like that's, for me personally, I believe like that is kind of wrong, unless they were already a mutual friend of yours before you even got into a relationship with that person. I think it's best to just You don't have to block them or delete them, but I think it's best to just kind of keep your distance unless you become, really, really copacetic and civil with your ex to where it's completely okay if you're just talking to their friends. I think it's best to just kind of stay low when it comes to friends of your ex. That's just my opinion. I just think things can get way too sticky if you do that because I don't think anybody wants to know if their friend is still talking to their ex if they're not okay with them. I just feel like there would be too much drama if that ever happened. So personally, I've never done it. I don't do it. And I would advise not to unless, like I said, you were on good terms with your ex. Really good terms. Let's see. Now we're going to go into some do's and don'ts. So, okay, here we go. Here's some don'ts. I think there's a lot more don'ts than do's, obviously. So some don'ts for a breakup. Don't keep electronic videos and photos of them, meaning on your camera, on your phone, your iPad, your laptop, whatever it is, don't keep it. If there is some, put it on a card and put it in a jewelry box or put it on in a desk somewhere where you won't be tempted to look at it because it is way too easy to find yourself scrolling through their old pictures or old photos, anything, and either getting really angry or really upset or really hurt, or you're just kind of living in a past or in a relationship that's not there anymore, and that's not healthy. So my advice would be delete it. Don't keep anything electronic. It is way too easy to access. It is way too easy to get caught up on looking at them a little too often, a little too long, and just don't do it. Number two, this is a huge one, and this is just from personal experience. Do not look at their social media outlets until you're over them. Do not do it. One, you're going to try to piece together their life. You're going to see people and you're going to assume that they like somebody else, or you're going to assume that maybe their status they put is about you, and you're going to draw conclusions that you don't have the right to draw, and you're just going to either make yourself look like a idiot, or you're going to hurt yourself, or you're going to become obsessed with trying to figure out their life that you really don't have, access to anymore. And I think when you're dating someone, you're so used to knowing their life and having that privilege that after you date them, it's hard to just have that complete stop of not being let in and not knowing everything. And it's really hard because you want to know, you had these feelings for somebody and there, the connection was cut. So it's only natural to wonder, why, what, where, what they're doing, if they're with somebody. But don't do it. You're going to hurt yourself, or you're going to make yourself look dumb, or it's, like I said, it's going to become an obsession, and it's not going to help the moving on process. It's really not. And, and say that they do get in a relationship again, or say that their status that they posted that's not very nice is about you. That's going to crush you or piss you off, or it's just going to really mess up your day. So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's see, here we go. Number 3, don't speak poorly of them. After you have broken up with somebody, try your hardest. And I know it is so hard and it's so tempting to just lash out to your friends or people or strangers or just anyone. It is so hard to refrain from, sometimes just being so mean to someone, whether you broke up with them or they broke up with you. Whatever it is, it's so hard, but don't do it, because what you're going to do if you ever do want a friendship with them, you have now ruined it. You have ruined the genuine chance of forming a genuine friendship with them again. And also, if they figure out it's about you, that could just create a whole nother element of just pain, drama, anguish, and just so much unneeded upsetness, if that's a word. I don't know. I don't even think that's a word. Oxford Dictionary, don't come at me. Anyways, don't do it. It's not worth it, I promise you. And also there's just that feeling of, you'll probably feel really bad about it, because this is a person you probably loved. So at night when you lay your head on your pillow and you realize what you've said about them that you wish you could take back and you can't, it's gonna end up hurting you too, if you have a heart and if you really did, care about them. So also don't do that. No matter how much you say you don't care about them anymore, you care about them, and just don't do it. It's not good for anybody. And it's only a temporary satisfaction to a hurt heart or an angry heart. So, next one, don't jump into another relationship. Do not do it. Do not do it. Do not do it. And I'm going to tell you why, child. Do not do it, because first of all, you're going to end up lowering your standards. I'm serious. I'm not trying to joke. When you get out of a relationship, you are going, and you have that urge to just have somebody because you're used to that. Because being with somebody feels so good, and it's almost like an addiction. I can promise you, you will lower your standards, because you are going to crave that affection so much again that you are going to settle for anything that gives you that even, a fraction of that feeling. And it's not fair to the other person that you're with, because, you're only with them because of the void that you have. And it's not fair to yourself, because you need time to heal, and for whatever reason. And also in a very abstract and kind of other way, just think about how the other person feels. I mean, I know that's kind of silly to think about, like, oh, why would I think about, how the other person feels because we're broken up? I think still people just need to learn to be a little bit more courteous these days. People have really lost touch of just being courteous and being, wholesome and genuine. And I think you just need to kind of have that. You need that time to heal, and you need that time to relearn yourself without having somebody there. And if you jump into another relationship, you have no idea what you're getting into. You haven't taken enough time to get to know that person. The feelings probably aren't even truly there. You're still working on getting over the feelings that you had with someone else. And, more likely than not, you probably 100% still have all those feelings for the person that you were with. So take some time to get to relearn yourself, to grow, to strengthen yourself, to learn a little bit about what you want, to get over your ex, and then get into a relationship. Don't get into a relationship, even if it is 6 months down the road after you broke up. If you are not over your ex, do not get into another relationship. It's a bad idea. I can almost guarantee that your next relationship will not work. And I think a lot of people get confused with figuring out what's being over someone. If you're still really angry at somebody, you're not over them. If you're still really hurt about somebody, you're not over them. If you still have any kind of warm fuzzies in your heart about the person that you were with, you're not over them. Until all of those are either resolved or gone away, or, things have settled, you need to just stay single. Dating, sure, date, go out on dates, do what you need to do just to kind of, keep yourself going in life and keep your social life and yourself happy so you're not excluded from the world. But don't try to be in anything serious. You're just going to end up either hurting somebody else really badly or hurting yourself. Next one, do not isolate yourself. Don't isolate yourself because somebody broke up with you. It's not worth it. It's really not. You're just going to hurt yourself. And there's really not much to say about this other than just don't do it. Don't isolate yourself. Here's another one. I think in the next video I will do the do's, because this one's getting video, the podcast. This one's getting kind of long, but do not obsess over if they have contacted you. I have done this. I have checked my phone 512 times in a minute because I have just had a fantasy or a daydream that whoever they were going to text me back either saying, hey, or I hate you, or I still love you. I didn't even care what, they had to say. I just was obsessing over the fact of them contacting me. So don't do it. Your life will start flying by you, and you will be so caught up in wondering if your ex has contacted you or not, that you will not be able to move on. You will not be enjoying your family, your friends, whoever you're surrounding yourself with, and you won't be giving the people who are actually in your life and who do care about you. You're not giving them, the time that they deserve, and you're giving someone who probably doesn't deserve that time too much. You're giving them all of that attention and space in your heart and your mind that you should be giving the people that are caring about you and who are contacting you. So I just want to put that out there. Here, just I guess this is the part 1 of the breakup survival guide. There will definitely be more. There'll be one after this. It'll be part 2. So just keep up to date. Those are just some things that nobody ever really covers about the breakups, and it was the don'ts. Later, maybe we will do some do's and just a little bit more stuff of what nobody ever really covers when it comes to dealing with relationships. This was fun. It was exciting. Send more questions. I'll answer them. Peace out, Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. I hope this helped you, even if just a little. Maybe it entertained you. Whatever. Here it is, and do with it what you will. Bye-bye.